When you first meet a person struggling with addiction, how early in the process do you start looking for trauma as the cause of their addiction?
So, more often than not, especially when I'm first meeting a client, a lot of that information starts to present itself just by doing my initial clinical interview. Usually, I don't even use the word trauma when I'm first meeting a new client. I try to understand a little bit about their life, how they function, how they cope with life, a little bit more about their family, their background, their friends. As far as what substances they may or may not use, I try to get a better understanding of their insight as to what purpose that substance serves for them, how it helps them to change the way they're experiencing their emotions. For some people, they're really anxious, right? So if you're really anxious, you may use a substance that is a bit more depressive. If you're in a state of hyperarousal, using things like alcohol, right? If you're constantly in a state of emotional pain, you may be inclined to use opiates, right? They don't just work on physical pain, they work on emotional pain. And on the flip side, somebody who's often depressed or dissociative or kind of down may be more inclined to use stimulants. A lot of the information that I will start to gather over time will start to tell the story of what kind of trauma there may or may not be. But it's a dance that takes time. It's delicate. You don't just go in there like a doorbuster trying to break it open. Because the truth is, a lot of people don't even understand that their experiences can be deemed to be traumatic. If it's not an overt event, such as, being physically hit or, being in a dangerous situation, a gunshot, the day-to-day traumatic events that somebody could have experienced over the course of their life is something that a lot of people just kind of normalize as like, hey, this is my life. Like, it could have been better, it could have been worse. This thing kind of just happened to me. They don't really see it as trauma.